Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Thursday Night Thunder here in the GeForce Racing League, Advantage Racing TV, GeForce Esports TV. I want to welcome you to the GeForce Racing League's Big Block Modifieds presented by Epsilon Sprint Wraps. Good evening, everyone. I am Scotty DeYoung, and with us, as always, Sean Niestedt. Sean, how are you doing this Thursday night, my friend?
I'm great. I'm just sitting over here, been doing some air drumming to the intro music, and we are set to go. It is a championship Thursday Night Thunder for these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified. Scotty, we're going to hand out the first title in GeForce Racing League's history for these Big Block Modifieds here at the end of tonight's competition.
What a season it has been for these Big Block Modifieds. Brand new division, not only to the GeForce Racing Leagues, but the iRacing as well. And what a better night to cap off a great season here than the dirt track at Charlotte.
Absolutely, and we have had a great racing action here all week long. If we remember back to Monday Night Madness with the A&J Custom Creations Renegades, oh my goodness, we had drivers. Three of the top four drivers gained 13 spots in that A-main, and the driver who didn't officially gain those 13 spots, well, he got tangled up in a turn 1 incident, or turn 3 incident on the opening lap, and had to come from the back of the field. So get set. Tonight will be a big one for these big blocks. And, of course, Scotty, we talk about the competition here as we enter into the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. I want to remind all of our loyal viewers of that, and thank Gambler Motorsports for their support all season long. Gambler Motorsports, an esports racing team. They compete across the iRacing platform. They've got drivers in dirt races, sports car events, paved oval, even endurance races. You look them up on Facebook. Just search for Gambler Motorsports. Talking about the competition level you mentioned there, Scotty, we're coming into our 12th race of the year, 11th race of the year with these big blocks. We missed a little bit there with the holidays back when this season started. But We've only had one repeat winner, and that is unbelievable here with this season.
And it just shows the caliber of talent behind the wheel with these drivers and these new cars and the setups that these cars have as well. So the guys really getting these cars fine-tuned out on the racetrack, doing practice laps during the week. And also some of these drivers competing in the different leagues across the GeForce Racing Leagues. So this has just been an incredible season, and I cannot wait to crown a champion here at the end of the night.
Absolutely going to be a good one. Of course, Aiden Young coming off the victory last Thursday night at the Kokomo Speedway. Kyle Parker is that only driver who has multiple wins. And, you know, Scotty, we should probably set the field right now during this Gambler Motorsports pre-race show with our Need Speed Motorsports NSM Wraps points update coming into the competition here this evening for a championship Thursday night.
And still atop of the leaderboard is that 677 car of Field Miller. 678 atop of the leaderboard. Kyle Parker, like you mentioned, Sean, our only repeat winner here in the big block modifieds, sitting in second. Third, last week's A feature, like you mentioned, the winner last week, Aiden Young. Nicholas Vickery, the 00 car, sits in fourth, and Justin Stick in the 015 car sits in fifth.
Daniel Blau in the sixth spot. John Hine is seventh in the points coming into tonight, followed by Austin Graby in the eighth position. Chris Steele and Jeffrey Barker complete the top 10. Scotty, you know I'm a numbers nerd, right?
Yes.
Full on. Yep, I'm a numbers nerd. So Field Miller's car number is 677.
Yep.
That's a unique number, right?
Yes.
How many points does he have coming into tonight?
Plus one, 678.
Yeah. How close was that to being really, really cool? So close.
So close for that Carolina T Company car, but he has been very consistent this year with being not only in the top 5, but on the podium as well. And as we're looking at his car right now, Sean, that is a great looking wrap there for that Carolina T Company 677.
Absolutely. Great looking car that we get to watch him compete here week in, week out with the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. And, you know, you talked about his consistency. Did go to victory lane one time on this season. That was back at the Volusia Speedway on that night, back week number 9. So he's found his way into the winner's column, but more importantly, consistency, week after week. Been a lot of fun to watch him throughout this season, and very, very good chance we'll be crowning. He's got the king on the back corner of the car. Kings wear the crown. Well, there's a good chance we'll be crowning Field Miller at the end of tonight's competition as a champion.
Yeah, we will just have to wait and see. And Kyle Parker, like the only repeat winner, sits in that second place spot. So I think something drastic would have to happen with Field Miller in that 677 car tonight for Kyle Parker to take home the championship. But, you know, it's racing. Anything can happen. And if Monday night was anything to attest as what we saw action-wise, it's going to be wild here tonight at their track at Charlotte.
You know, check this out. Just pulled up the stats on Field Miller. Here's his season. Started at Lima Land, 13th. Nothing to write home about. After that, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th. So that was 5 consecutive top 5 finishes. And then a 6th, the win at Volusia, 8th and 5th. That is consistency. After that first night at Lima Land, he has not been out of the top 10 at all. In fact, that 1 week at Lima Land, that's his only finish outside of the top 10, and only 3 total finishes outside the top 5, the 6th at Wheat Sport, the 8th at Fairbury, and that season opening 13th at Lima Land. That's the consistency that you highlighted, Scotty, and that is the ingredients for a championship.
To have figured out this car and setup, especially with the different track combinations, I think quicker than anyone else. Lima Land, this was the first race for these guys. They really didn't have a lot of practice laps at all with these cars. So Lima Land, trial by fire essentially with this new class and then the track combination. And like you said, 13th in his first race, but has not finished outside the top 10 since then. I think that is what has got him that consistency, is figuring out these cars and the different setups you can do with these different track combinations, and that's what's put him to the top.
You know, and Kyle Parker has been so close all season long, but when Field Miller went to the winner's circle at Volusia, that was Miller's night to forget on the season, a 17th place. With some issues that night. That is when we really saw the points separate out and Miller get the advantage really strong in the points tally. So that was kind of the turning point back there, week number 9, and we'll have to wait and see if that was exactly enough to propel that Carolina T Company 677 to the championship here for the opening season, the inaugural season of the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Scotty, I noticed some changes going on. That means it is time out there on the track to roll the cars out one at a time, but all together, if that makes any sense. If you've been around iRacing, it does. Vanderbilt qualifications. Vanderbilt race cars, proud supporter of the GForce Racing League's headquartered in beautiful Rochester, Minnesota. Vanderbilt puts their focus on fun and friendly competition. They bring us the qualifying time trials here tonight for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds, and cars starting to make their way onto the speedway, Scotty.
That they do, and we see Field Miller, that 677 car, like we were talking about, taking his first lap, and immediately Aiden Young was right at the top. Now Bobby, names keep changing, Chris Steele with a 15.90 sits atop the leaderboard right now, but we are going to be seeing more times come in. Jeremy Prey with a 15.72 current quick time. Field Miller, second place in qualifications right now, as he's going to put down a second lap.
Justin Sick right now, third quick up there on the charts, 15.897. Chris Steele gets bumped back to fourth, and Bobby Rafferty completing your top five at the time being. By the way, that's 717 of Rafferty coming off the win here a few minutes ago in the 358 division. So we continue to see the last couple minutes of Vanderbilt qualifications coming in. Yet to see Kyle Parker take a lap. Yet to see Daniel Blau put in a lap in as Andrew Smith circles the track. Daniel Blau, the 17 machine, now up to speed, and he'll put a time in. 12th quick for the 17 thus far.
And Kyle Parker, the 013, sitting second place in points, third quickest now, as he's going to cross the line here, and looks like he is going to call that good. So your quick timer currently is the 817 of Jeremy Prey.
Jeremy Prey, we've seen some good things out of that 817 this season. He sits atop the charts here in Vanderbilt qualifications. By the way, in addition to the congratulations to Bobby Rafferty on the 358's win here a little bit ago, Trent Verstraeten was second, Zach Chapman third, Zane Walters in the fourth spot, and Cecil Kirkpatrick were the top five in the 358 feature event here, which is, of course, is always held right before we go on air with these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified. So it looks like the last couple of seconds right now. I don't see anybody on the track going for the Hail Mary in the last second for timing with the big blocks here tonight. So it looks like that is just about going to do it for our times. You see them on the left side of your screen. Prey, Miller, Parker, Sick, and Steele going to be your top five as we go into the last couple possible seconds. And now it goes official as Vanderbilt qualifications, the last Vanderbilt qualification session of the season, is done for these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. And we'll give you a look here one last time at the official results from qualifications. After Steele, Rafferty, Vickery, Young, Hine, and Chapman, your top 10. Kirkpatrick, Blau, Smith, Miller, Gom, and Collins rounding out the field. So that does it for Vanderbilt qualifications. Time for the first heat race of the night, Scotty. Let's take a look at that starting grid as it rolls onto the racetrack.
It's going to be Nicholas Vickery in the 00 car, starting on the inside pole. To his outside, the number 80 of Chris Steele.
Number 2 in the point standings. He'll line up inside the second row. It's the number 13 of Kyle Parker. And your quick timer tonight, the Wraith Racing car number 817 of Jeremy Prey. He joins him in row number 2.
And we want to talk about consistency. The inside of row number 3, the Cruise Shop 71 car of John Hine to the inside, and Cecil Kirkpatrick in car 69 to the outside.
Andrew Smith lining up 7th on the grid in the 79 machine, and starting 8th on the speedway. That will be the 32 with a 0. That's Philip Gom is your 8th and final starter. Our last A&J Custom Creations heat race of the big block season on the racetrack. A&J Custom Creations, well, they're going to be busy where they specialize in laser engraving and CNC machining. A&J Custom Creations puts its craftsmanship to work in every wood trophy and plaque they produce. And why do I say they're busy? Well, they'll be providing the trophies and plaques to all 20 GeForce Racing League Division champions. Contact Andy Patton to order your custom creation today. GForceRL.com. Head over there at some point and see all the different leagues available from these big blocks all across the dirt options of iRacing and even some pavement stuff going on. GForceRL.com. Let's go to the start here, Scotty. They're working themselves to the green here off of turn number 4.
That they are, and Monday night with the sprint cars, and now Thursday night Thunder with the big blocks. We are underway. Chris Steele is going to lead them on the outside through turns 1 and 2. Nicholas Vickery not going away, though, in that 00 car. And here comes your quick timer here tonight, Jeremy Prey, side by side as Nicholas Vickery gets an infield tractor tire and gets tangled up with the 013 of Parker. Whoa, what a change of events on lap 1, Sean.
Yeah, that's going to knock Kyle Parker back to the 7th spot, top 4 directly to the A main. Everyone's going to make the A tonight, but if you're outside the top 4 finishers in these heat races, you'll have to get your starting spot through the consolation. Chris Steele out front, quick timer. Jeremy Prey up to the 2nd spot. John Hine runs 3rd, and right now, Cecil Kirkpatrick, the 69 machine, he was 5th earlier tonight with the 358s. He runs in the 4th spot as it starts to get pretty close up front there, Scotty.
That it does. We are on the nose of Jeremy Prey, your quick timer here tonight, taking a peek to the inside to the 80 of Chris Steele. Steele going top shelf upstairs as Jeremy Prey hugs the bottom side of the racetrack. Chris Steele coming back down to the middle side. Jeremy Prey trying to get her on the 80 of Chris Steele, but Steele still too strong to the corners and down the backstretch.
Freshly worked racetrack after Vanderbilt qualification, so it is lightning quick right now with 100% moisture, but Prey able to get a look to the inside of Steele as they come down past the stripe. We're inside of 3 laps to go. Chris Steele, he's got some pressure. Jeremy Prey on his inside, heading into turn number 3. No, cannot get there. He'll tickle a tire. Oh, Jeremy Prey flirting with disaster with one of those tires in the middle of 3 and 4. He'll settle in right behind the 80 of Chris Steele. Inside of 2 to go now, Scotty.
As it comes through the corners now, down the backstretch into turn number 3, Chris Steele with the race lead. Jeremy Prey thinking twice about it like he did on that last lap, almost getting into an infield tractor tire. He's just going to tuck tail behind the 80 of Chris Steele and just wait to make his move as we come into the final lap, down the backstretch for the final time in a turn 3 and 4, Sean.
Chris Steele in control of this one. He'll come to the checkered flag. Barney waves it, and he'll pick up the win, does Chris Steele. Jeremy Prey goes 2nd, John Hine 3rd, and Cecil Kirkpatrick will get the final transfer spot here out of heat race number 1, your A&J Custom Creations heat race. And we'll get a look at your official results as they make their way onto your screen. Chris Steele, Jeremy Prey, John Hine, Cecil Kirkpatrick, the top 4, Gom, Parker, Smith, and Vickery will be heading to consolation action. Let's go now. Your 2nd out of 3 heat races tonight. Maybe 2 heat races tonight. Making the way towards the racetrack. Starting lineup will look like this. Aiden Young, fresh off the victory last week, the number 69 machine. He will line up on the inside of your front row. Bobby Rafferty, talked about him winning the 358s. He'll start 2nd here in heat race number 2.
Justin Stick is going to start to the inside of row number 2. To the outside, he is your current point leader, chasing a championship here tonight. That is the 677 of Field Miller.
Zach Chapman, the 720, starts inside row number 3. Daniel Blau in the 17 lining up next to him.
And your 4th and final row is going to consist of the 05 of Casey Miller, and to the outside, the 62 of Rory Collins. That is going to be your starting lineup for your McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2. And at the McConey Setup Shop, they may be their setups, but they are your victories. McConey's commitment to providing high-quality setups at an affordable price has remained since day 1 and drives the company to this day. McConey Setup Shop builds a personal relationship with each and every customer and have an open door when it comes to communication. This is the McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2.
2nd and final heat race of the night for direct transfers to the A main. The others will do a little consolation dancing here tonight before we get to tonight's Epsilon Sprint Wraps A feature event. The field gets dropped off by the pace truck. They will look for the green off of turn number 4. Aiden Young sets the pace in the 69 machine. He'll wait for the green flag. He's got it. We are underway. Final heat race of the big block season now, Scotty, is green.
And almost 3 wide right on the start there off of turn number 4. Aiden Young going to lead them through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Here comes Justin Stick, that 2nd place spot, trying to take a peek to the inside of 69 car of Young. Rafferty in the 717 car lurking there as well and holding on to that final transfer spot. Your current point leader, the 677 of Field Miller.
Field Miller just needing to take things nice and easy here tonight, kind of like he's doing right now, not pushing the envelope too hard as he works over the 717 of Bobby Rafferty. Rafferty takes a little look to the inside of Justin Sick in the 15S. We've seen some pretty good runs this season out of the Sick 15S. Here is a look from the points leader, taking a look now to the inside of Bobby Rafferty. We're on board Field Miller's Carolina Tea Company 677.
And look how smooth he's on the wheel there, Sean. Just moving the wheel ever so slightly and being smooth as can be through these corners and down the straights. Still working to the inside of Rafferty in the 717 as we still have a battle for the lead up front, though, between Young and Sick in the 69 and 15.
Yeah, Justin Sick, the 15S, working to the inside of Aiden Young. Track getting a little bit wider here as we work through the McConey Setup Shop Heat Race number 2. It is still Aiden Young out front in the 69. Sick, Rafferty, Miller in the transfer spots. Blau is one out, but he has caught that 4th place battle. So now Field Miller's got a choice to make. Does he continue to ride or does he start to push it? Because Daniel Blau is there and looking for the transfer spot inside of 2 laps to go. Lap and a half now remaining for Aiden Young.
Coming into turn number 3 now, Daniel Blau has pulled up to the rear push bar of the 677. Will he try to make a move here in the final lap to punch his ticket to the A feature as Justin Sick to the inside of Aiden Young once again now down the backstretch into turn number 3. Sick tries to pull a slide job and cannot make it stick. Meanwhile, it is Rafferty and Field Miller battling it out, and Miller will get that 4th and final transfer spot. Blau finishes in 5th and will have to come through consolation.
So heat race number 2 goes official here tonight for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Big Block Modifieds, and look at your results on the screen. Aiden Young, Justin Sick, Bobby Rafferty, and Field Miller. Your transfers, Blau, Chapman, Collins, and Miller. They're coming up right now in tonight's Velocity Race Design B feature event. That will be 10 laps in distance, and everyone's going to transfer. It's all about starting positions in this one, Scotty.
That it is, and we are going to see Philip Gom to the inside of row number 1 in car 320. To his outside, he just came off of 5th place here, Daniel Blau in the 017.
Kyle Parker, the 13 machine, trying to keep his championship hopes alive. He'll start 3rd on the grid. Zach Chapman, the 720, going to line up outside of row 2.
Inside of row 3 in the 79 car, that's going to be Andrew Smith, and to his outside, the 62 car, Rory Collins.
Nicholas Vickery, he now follows the infield tractor tire on Facebook. He'll start 7th on the grid in this one. And the 00 machine doesn't want to shake hands with that tractor tire anymore tonight. Casey Miller going to line up outside of him in the 05. 8 cars, 10 laps, transfer positions, or starting positions on the line here in tonight's Velocity Race Design B Main.
We also want to say a big thank you to Howard Hanna Real Estate and Schultz Heating and Cooling for also being sponsors to these GForce Racing League's Big Block Modifieds here on Championship Night as well. Thank you for being a part of this debut season for the Big Blocks here on GForce Racing Leagues and on iRacing.
Absolutely, and whether it's that hot new design for your real car or a retro throwback of your hero for iRacing, Velocity Race Design has you covered. Head on over to Velocity Race Design on Facebook and order your custom paint design. Right after tonight's broadcast, we're ready for the green. 8 laps or 10 laps is the distance.
Philip Gom is going to hit the loud pedal and lead him into turn 1 and 2. Daniel Blau in tow up on the top side. Here comes Kyle Parker trying to get a better starting spot in tonight's A feature. Parker running 3rd, Smith running 4th, Vickery, Collins, Chapman, and Miller rounding out your field.
So Philip Gom leads that opening lap. Here comes that battle for 2nd. Blau has the spot, but Kyle Parker, your only repeat winner this season in this division, now in this Velocity Race Design B Main, looking for 2nd and maybe looking for the lead. Daniel Blau battles back on his right.
You see Kyle Parker working the inside to the middle of the racetrack, coming off of the corner. He has that 2nd place spot, but now looking for the lead. Gonna put it 3 deep through turns 3 and 4. Who's gonna have it at the stand? Philip Gom by a nose, but Parker still battling to the inside, trying to get that race lead.
Nicholas Vickery in the top 5. He threw a monster slide job on Andrew Smith the last lap, but here is that battle for the lead. It belongs to Kyle Parker now. Gom now second, Daniel Blau third, and Blau may have some company here real quick. Well, this battle for the 4th spot, Scotty, this one is a good one, and Nicholas Vickery and Andrew Smith, they're going side by side, throwing sliders at each other on each end of the racetrack.
That they are, as you see right behind Daniel Blau. Slide job for slide job. They're duking it out back there for that 4th spot. Nicholas Vickery had a better run that time. He will have the 4th place spot over the 79 of Smith. But what a battle being put up here as we're about to see a battle for 2nd place here between Blau and Gom.
That's right. Gom has it, but Blau has caught him and now looks to his inside in turn 3. Off of turn number 4, advantage Philip Gom, the 32 with a 0, is in that 2nd spot. Daniel Blau, though, working back to his inside. They nearly touched. Nice job by Blau to save that one and prevent the contact off of 2.
Meanwhile, out in front, it's all Kyle Parker in the 013 car. He is going to have a better starting position if he can hang on to take home the checkered in this Velocity Race Design consolation feature. Parker, Gom, Blau, Vickery, Smith, Collins, Chapman, Miller, your running order.
So time starting to run short. The white flag flies for Kyle Parker. His lead, it's a nice one, and he will enjoy it on this final lap. 9/10 of a second. They're up to 1 second. Kyle Parker, final set of turns, checkered flag in the air, and he'll win the Velocity Race Design B main. Gom will come in second, Blau third, Vickery fourth, Andrew Smith completing your top 5.
So that'll do it for qualifications here from the dirt track at Charlotte with your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. As you see the official results coming up on your screen here. Once again, Kyle Parker, Philip Gom, Daniel Blau, Nicholas Vickery, Andrew Smith, your top 5. Rory Collins coming home in 6th, Zach Chapman in 7th, and Casey Miller in 8th.
Icon Sim Sports welcomes you into the pre-main break. Icon Sim Sports aims to bring you the sim racing community a one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experience that is truly like none other. Imagine having a sim racing chassis built specifically for you, a custom chassis engineered to accommodate you and your needs, all while replicating the look, feel, and design of a real race car. Each chassis and accessory made to order in the USA. None are the same. They're all custom made and personalized for your own fit, color, and graphics. Race over to iconsimsports.com to see how you can up your iRacing game like none other. And they welcome us in to this pre-main break, Scotty. And of course, part of that's pre-main break, we need to take a look at your NSF Photos Driver of the Week this week.
And this week, we want to say a big congratulations to Aiden Young, capturing the Driver of the Week this week. As last week, he started position 15th and drove it all the way to victory lane here in the Big Block Modifieds as we see the 69 car out there for some practice. NSM Photos, the newest division of Need Speed Motorsports, is able to provide professional-looking pictures in both 1080p as well as stunning 4K resolution. And in addition to pictures, NSM Photo also offers hero cards as well as other awesome way to show off your car and team and you. Check them out on Facebook at NSM Photos and at NeedSpeedMotorsports.com.
So congratulations to Aiden Young on that. We've got a champion to crown and an A feature to run. That's coming up. You're watching the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds Championship Thursday night from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be back live on GeForce TV right after these messages.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway as we get set for tonight's championship feature event for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified. Scotty DeYoung, let's take a look at this starting lineup.
And it's going to be starting on the pole, Casey Miller in car 05, and to the outside, Rory Collins in car 62.
Row 2, it's Andrew Smith in the 79, and scheduled to start fourth on the grid, Nicholas Vickery in the 00.
The inside of row 3 in position number 5, Daniel Blau in the 17 car, and his outside, the 320, Philip Gaum.
Kyle Parker is scheduled to start 7th in the 13, Field Miller, the 677, outside of him. That's second and your points leader coming into tonight's event.
It's going to be starting 9th is Cecil Kirkpatrick, in car 69, and his outside, Bobby Rafferty in car 717.
John Hine, the 71, Justin Sick, the 15, making up row number 6 on the scheduled lineup.
It's going to be Jeremy Prey starting 13th, and to his outside, the 69 of Aiden Young.
And Chris Steele on the grid, the last one out there. I'm going to tell you what, Scotty, I think the gremlins that set in last week that kind of messed up the starting lineup, I think they've hit again. We're going to change this one up. Looks like Chris Steele is going to be on the pole. Aiden Young next to him. Row 2, the 817 of Jeremy Prey and the 15S of Justin Sick right now. Row 3.
Like John Hine and Rafferty.
Yeah, so everything we just told you, everything we showed you on the screen, forget it. Forget it. Yeah, they're getting it all figured out. Field Miller looking to start inside row number 4 with Kyle Parker next to him. Yeah, they've got it all sorted out. We'll be getting a green flag here not too long from now, and we'll get this season championship event underway. 30 laps at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're underway, Scotty.
Green is out here on championship night of the dirt track at Charlotte. We will crown a champion at the end of the race. 3 wide off turn number 2 now between Jeremy Prey, Aiden Young, and Chris Steele off turns 3 and 4.
Wow, look at this battle as Jeremy Prey will lead the opening lap, but he's got the 69 of Aiden Young looking to make it 2 in a row. They'll battle it down the back straightaway. Jeremy Prey has the lead. Aiden Young coming to his outside. Don't forget and count out Chris Steele right there, as is the 15S of Justin Sick.
Jeremy Prey still with that race lead. Aiden Young on the top side. Justin Sick tucked tail behind him. Chris Steele sitting in that 4th place spot. And here comes Rafferty in car 717. Rafferty in the top 5 now. Kyle Parker on the outside looking in.
Good looking race as Kyle Parker, B-main Kyle Parker, up into the 6th spot already, trying to make his way into the top 5. They'll work themselves off of turn number 4. We continue to battle for the lead. Nearly a 3-car battle for that front spot. Jeremy Prey, he has hugged the bottom through the entire course of this Epsilon Sprint Wraps main event. Aiden Young, he works the high line. Justin Sick, we've seen him run the bottom most of the season. Right now, through the middle goes the 15S.
Rafferty trying to catch the top 3 as well as Kyle Parker. Parker has gotten into that 5th place spot. It looked like Jeremy Prey and Aiden Young still battling out for that race lead here. It looks like Prey is committed to the bottom. Aiden Young getting a run off the top side through the middle now of the racetrack into turns 1 and 2. Jeremy Stick sitting in 3rd, and here comes Kyle Parker and Rafferty side by side for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Kyle Parker not satisfied with getting into the top 5. He's looking for 4th as he works to the inside of Rafferty. Right behind them, your points leader, Field Miller, solidly in position number 6 as he rim rides here at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The 13 of Kyle Parker, big run getting into turn number 3. He'll get by Rafferty. He's got the 4th spot. Here comes the 677 of Field Miller into the top 5 as well.
Miller to the back push bumper of the 013 of Parker, trying to run him down. Jeremy Prey still leads. Aiden Young has faded a little bit, now battling for the second place spot with the 015 of Justin Stick. On board with Miller right now. You see him riding around the top side of the racetrack right behind Kyle Parker. Parker trying to get to the back push bumper of the 15 of Stick. Jeremy Prey still out in front, though, with almost a half-second lead over Aiden Young.
That lead is continuing to grow, about 0.6 of a second as they're side by side for position number 2. Justin Sick works the bottom, Aiden Young on the top, and that's right in front of Kyle Parker. Side by side, Young a little bit over the cushion off of turn number 4. That may be all Justin Sick needs to take the second spot as the 13. Look at Kyle Parker. Oh, he shoves the nose up the racetrack. Here comes Field Miller to his inside. They're side by side for second and side by side for fourth.
Side by side for fourth. That is your 1 and 2 in the points right now. The 677 of Field Miller is your points leader. Kyle Parker second in the points. We see Justin Sick trying to go side by side with Aiden Young for that second place spot. Young is going to retain it on the top side of the racetrack. Justin Sick's going to drive it in deep on the bottom side now through the middle. Stick has it for a second, but Young battles back on the top side. Jeremy Prey is starting to check out with almost a second lead over second place, Sean.
But if you look, the last lap, Aiden Young was a little bit quicker than Jeremy Prey. Now you see his lap times compared to Justin Sick, so it's looking very good for Jeremy Prey right now. He is pulling away from that field. He's got the lead out to about 8.5 tenths over Justin Sick. Still a great race for second, third, and fourth. Here comes Kyle Parker into that mix for second.
Kyle Parker, couple laps ago, the nose pushed up the hill. He's going to put the nose, or I should say the tail, in front of the 69 car of Aiden Young. Young to the bottom side of the racetrack now. Justin Stick. Oh, and Parker gets into the wall ever so slightly. Parker trying to gain a few more spots here and trying to get to second. He currently sits in third, now battling Justin Stick.
We are more than halfway through the Epsilon Sprint Wraps main event for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds of the GForce Racing Leagues. It's all Jeremy Prey thus far in this one, but Kyle Parker, a man on a mission, 0-1-3. He's the only driver with more than one win in this division this year. He'd love to make it 3, but he's got a 1-second deficit. He's got to erase to Jeremy Prey out front.
And he's only got 13, now 12 laps to do it, Sean, and trying to put enough space between him and the 677 of Field Miller, your current points leader. Miller to the back bumper of the 015 of Justin Stick. Aiden Young is starting to fade here in the 69, in the bottom side of the racetrack. Young back to that 5th place spot. Miller up to 4th and trying to get a run to the outside of Justin Stick.
Let's take a look at the lap times again, now comparing your race leader, Jeremy Prey, and second place, Kyle Parker. Parker had a couple quicker laps there a few laps ago. You see the red, that indicates he was slower. On this last lap, the advantage to your leader, Jeremy Prey. So if Kyle Parker's going to get there, he's going to have to start making up this interval real fast.
That he will. Sean with 10, coming to 9 laps to go at the flag stand. Parker trying to catch the 8-17 of Prey. You see this track has started to slick off a little bit on the top side, but Jeremy Prey not going away from the top side down the backstretch and now through the middle and inside of the racetrack through the corners. Parker trying to be patient to run him downfield. Miller looks like he has caught Justin Stick for that 3rd place spot, and here comes Rafferty right on the back bumper of the 677.
Great race for third right now as they do the little hippity-hop down into turn number 3 and the ruts at the end of the back straightaway. Field Miller now up to third. He has that points contender in front of him. This is exactly what he needs to do to claim that championship here tonight at the dirt track, at the GForce Finals event here, as we start to see things changing out front. Jeremy Prey had a 1-second lead. Scotty, it's down to about inside of half of a second. He has, Kyle Parker has caught Jeremy Prey.
And you wonder if the tires are starting to go away from the 817 car as Kyle Parker is getting ever so closely to that 817 car. Field Miller still in that 3rd place spot. Jeremy Prey, as we're going to look off the back bumper, we are going to see there is Kyle Parker. Parker has caught him. Parker working the inside of the racetrack now, trying to get to the inside. Will not do so. We've got 4 laps to go, Sean.
This is interesting as Kyle Parker has been cutting a tenth or more off almost every single lap. Now they work through 3 off of turn number 4, and we are side by side for the race lead at the stripe with 3 to go. Kyle Parker is your new leader. Prey takes it back into turn number 1, and Field Miller within striking distance as well as they head down the back straightaway and into turn 3.
Turn 3, Parker using the middle side of the racetrack, and Field Miller up top, coming to 2 laps to go. Prey now in that second place spot. Miller running third. Does he have enough to possibly make a move to try to challenge for the win here tonight? Coming to a lap and a half, coming to 1 to go here. White flag is out one more time around, Sean.
Kyle Parker sees the white flag into turn number 1 for the final time. Jeremy Prey changes lines. He goes to the top. He's got Field Miller and Bobby Rafferty all over him. Final set of turns. 4 cars will enter it all together. 3 go to the bottom. Your points leader goes to the top. We've got contact as Kyle Parker wins and Field Miller sneaks into the second spot to claim the championship. Bobby Rafferty will steal the 3rd position on the final set of turns. What a finish here tonight at the dirt track.
The closing laps here in this one, and when it is all said and done, when the checkered flag has waved, Kyle Parker, 3rd time to victory lane here this season with the big block modifieds, and in my opinion, Sean, he earned that victory. Field Miller coming home in 2nd, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is your inaugural big block modified champion.
Absolutely, as Field Miller will get the championship tonight. Kyle Parker, he's going to do what all he could do. That was to show up and win the show here tonight. And that's exactly what he did with that 13 machine. Let's take a look at your results here tonight of this main event and make it official. Stick around. We'll head on down. We'll have our Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium presentation coming up here momentarily. We'll hear from your champion and the podium finishers here tonight. There you see your finishing order. Kyle Parker, Field Miller, Bobby Rafferty, Jeremy Prey, and Justin Sick, your top 5.
It's going to be Aiden Young in 6th, Daniel Blau, Nicholas Vickery, Chris Steele, and Andrew Smith rounding out your top 10.
Rory Collins, 11th, Philip Gom, 12th, Cecil Kirkpatrick, 13th, John Hine, 14th, and Casey Miller, 15th here tonight for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. What a night we have had here tonight, Scotty, as we'll get an opportunity to hear from these drivers, and we'll put a cap on the season. And we've got to apologize to one of our good supporters again, Malcolm's Mills Replays, based up there in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting. They're a full-service millwrighting contractor with custom welding and fabricating, plus services for their industrial clients. We went caution-free again tonight in the A-Main, and we didn't get a chance for a Malcolm Mills replay here tonight, but I think everyone is going to be okay with that. Hey, Scotty, let's change this up. Let's go talk to our race winner down here in the Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium presentation. We've got an opportunity to talk to our feature winner standing by with Kyle Parker, Scotty DeYoung catching up with the winner.
Kyle, what a crazy race this was here tonight, and tough luck in the heat race, having to come through a consolation feature, starting deeper in the field, but then working your way up to the top spot here tonight. What was that A feature like going flag to flag?
Oh man, it's always fun, dude. It's always fun. I for some reason we thought there was a caution. We're like, did we just go flag to flag? You know, that's always fun when guys run, clean. That makes for one hell of a race, and I'm ecstatic that I ran him down. I knew I had a fast. I'm always fast at Charlotte. Got kind of checked up in the heat race with my teammate Nick when he hit the U tire, but that happens. So, but other than that, man, it was a good race. Glad Field finished second. He's my teammate. And whether whoever wins the championship, it doesn't matter. As long as one of our guys win it, that's all that really matters.
You mentioned running down Jeremy Prey. He had a second lead out in front of you. We've talked about patience being the name of the game here this race season. How patient did you have to be just watching where he was hitting his marks in order to run him down and then ultimately take over the race lead here tonight?
Oh yeah, I saw him run the inside in 3 and 4, and that's typically when the track starts slicking off. It gets a little bit faster down on the inside groove, but I always typically like to run that slider line. And at first I was kind of following him, and then he was going in bottom in 1 and 2, and I knew the high side in 1 and 2 was always the fastest way around here once it starts slicking off. So I was just patient. I knew eventually, I would catch him, and then I think with like 4 or 5 laps to go, I started reeling it in pretty quick. And once I made that pass on the high side, I knew there was no way he was going to get back around me. It's unfortunate that I think he kind of got took out there the last lap. So he had a good race, man, all throughout the night. So that's unfortunate for him.
This is your 3rd win of this inaugural season for the Big Block Modifieds. What have you taken away from this season with this new type of car, and what are you looking forward to in the next season here for these big blocks?
Well, I learned with these big blocks, it's a lot about throttle control. You just can't just go in there and hold that sucker full throttle, because that's not how it works. So it's definitely taught me to be a lot more patient and a lot more, easier on the throttle. And and overall, I think these make you a better driver, to be honest with you. Just the way they drive, so much different than any other car on the iRacing platform. And next season, hopefully I don't run out of gas with, the week 8 chasing for a championship. I always make sure I put about 3 extra gallons. I don't even care if it's 100 laps in my tank. I'm just making sure I don't run out of gas again.
The Spartan Racing 013 finding victory lane here once again this season. Who would you like to thank for such an amazing season with these big blocks?
Well, first off, I gotta thank my teammates, man. The hats go off to Spartan Racing, dude. I think if field wins it, if one of us wins it, I think it's our 4th championship out of the 7 or 8 divisions GForce runs. So that's just pure domination, man. And I can't thank those guys enough. Congratulations to every one of our teammates that won a championship, and let's keep it moving forward to next season. And then I gotta thank my fiance, as always, for letting me do this every night and kind of, not pitching a fit every once in a while. Apollo Paint Designs, Turn 5 Media, Kingsley Heating and Cooling, and just you guys for always putting on one hell of a broadcast, and GForce for putting this league together.
So once again, Kyle Parker topping the rest of the competition and makes his 3rd visit to victory lane here this season. Congratulations on a job well done tonight, Kyle. We are going to go to Sean Neestad, who is standing by with our 3rd place finisher tonight, and Bobby Rafferty in the 717 car. Sean?
All right, Scotty, thank you. Bobby Rafferty, not a bad night. 3rd here in the big blocks. Picked up the win earlier tonight in the 358s. Not bad for a couple hours behind the wheel.
Yeah, I ended up picking up the win in the Sportsman, too, which was a little bit surprising. But, before we go any further, I just want to publicly apologize to Jeremy Prey. He looked like he botched the corner a little bit, got tight, and I couldn't blow it down fast enough, unfortunately, and I just barely got to his left rear, which sent him. I didn't want to take a 3rd place like that from him. So just, again, my fault, and I apologize for that one.
It says a lot about you as a person and as a driver to step up and talk about that immediately here when you get this opportunity. Haven't had a lot of chances here to run with the big blocks this season.
No, over the past 2 previous seasons to this one, I was running leagues about 6-7 nights a week and racked in 6 championships. And at the beginning of this season here, I finally said, you know what, I'm worn out, I'm done, I need a break. And I walked away from it for the last pretty much 7-8 weeks. And now I'm feeling good, I'm back, and we're going to start running full time again.
We've got next week we've got Monday night with the Renegades and the 360 sprints and some special events. And so next week's kind of an off week, a lot of the iRacing platform. So you're juiced up. You're ready to go the week after that, right?
Well, actually, no. I'm involved in the Race of Champions. I'm actually a champion here with GForce within the Skip Barber series. Also won a few races here in the past, different things. So I'm getting ready and excited to see what Roger and John and the rest of the guys in the admin team who, again, I can't thank them enough for what they do, but what they choose here for the 3 nights, the 24-hour noticing is going to be pretty cool. My painter doesn't like it, but I think it's a pretty cool deal.
We're going to talk about that before we wrap the show up here tonight as well. But, Bobby, here's a chance to thank the good folks who helped you put her on the podium and in winner's circle earlier tonight once again.
No, of course. First off, I have to thank our main sponsor on our team, Fistful of Bourbon, #winners get whiskey, buddy. We got 2 of them tonight, almost had a 3rd. Also got to thank my team, Jim Beaver Esports, General Tire, Polaris Razor, the Motorsports Drop, '07 Design, Sans Racing Fabrications, everybody that helps us put this deal together. Also want to give a quick shout out to my buddies over at Gambler Motorsports who are heavily involved in this team. They do a ton for us. And the last one is my teammate, Jesse Isidore. He came in that practice and built me the setup that I just ran in that big block race in probably about 10 minutes. The guy is just an animal. So, Jesse, thank you, buddy.
That's really cool. Bobby Rafferty, congratulations on the run here tonight.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Bobby Rafferty, your third place finisher here tonight with the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. And Scotty, that leaves us one driver to talk to tonight. Catching up with Field Miller is Scotty DeYoung, your 2021 inaugural champion of the Big Block Modifieds is now officially Field Miller.
Field Miller, you've had just a great season here with this inaugural class of the Big Block Modifieds, and then the race tonight. How would you break down tonight's race through your eyes, going flag to flag?
Well, we saved the best for last, right? I hope it was a good show for everybody. I know me and Kyle had fun coming from the middle pack around the high side there. Everybody's giving a lot of room and being clean. It was a lot of fun for sure.
We've talked a lot about patience here this season, not only with every class that we've done, but especially with this class here. It looked like kind of riding in everyone else's coattails through the middle part of the race, but then 5 laps to go, it's time to get down to business here. What was it like then battling not only with Kyle, but also Jeremy Prey and Justin Sick and Rafferty at the end there?
Yeah, all of those guys are pretty much bottom feeders, so I was waiting for it to kind of run out. I'll go to the top side no matter, if it's the right move or not. So at Charlotte, it's definitely 1 and 2. It always goes to the top at some point. 3 and 4 may or may not, but I was able to, with the setup there, just kind of stay in it and get big runs and started picking them off. And again, some of those guys gave us some extra room there. I know Justin, he could have pulled up and started running the high side there, and he stayed down. So I would definitely appreciate that. But that's championship night, but it was a lot of fun up there.
Week number 1, you got 13th just with this new class of car to the iRacing platform. After that, 8 top 5s this season and never outside of the top 10 again after week 1. What does this mean for not only Spartan Racing, but for you to take home the inaugural championship here in these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds?
Yeah, it's super exciting. These cars are definitely my favorite car. They're new to the sim. It means a lot to Spartan for us putting these setups together. I know me and Kyle, we've worked, and Dan and Nick and Andrew and Lance, all those guys. We've worked hard on the setups and trying to just figure out the little tricks of the trade. And I think we were able to do that pretty early. Obviously, Llama Land, that first one, that one was kind of a wreck fest. So I think that was just first race jitters for everybody. And we definitely got caught up into all that stuff because I think we had a pretty good setup for that one. But we were able to really get a grasp on these setups pretty early. And, points wise, we were able to get away and just kind of battle it out towards the end between me and Kyle.
The runner up here tonight at their track at Charlotte, but everything is all said and done and the dust has settled, you come out on top, a champion. Who would you like to thank for such a great season here with the Big Block Modifieds?
Obviously, my wife. She lets me do this on work nights and staying up late and all that good stuff. All the guys at Spartan, like I said, hope I didn't miss anybody. Kyle, Nick, Andrew, Lance, Tom, Blau, Dan Blau, all those guys, they've worked extremely hard and helped me out with all this stuff and put me on top step here. So pretty happy about that. Obviously, Carolina Tea Company, you guys have been killing it in the broadcast. My brother's excited every time y'all say Carolina Tea Company, so he definitely appreciates that. You guys for putting on a wonderful season and broadcast season. We have Apollo Race Paints on board here, Showtime Race Paints, and Turn 5 Media has come aboard with Spartan. So got to thank all those partners and look forward to next season.
So as the season closes out, Field Miller is your inaugural champion here with the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Field, thank you for your time and congratulations on the championship.
Thank you, fellas. We'll see you next time.
So as the season closes out here tonight for the Epsilon Sprint Reps, big block modifieds, it is Field Miller sitting atop of the point standings and is crowned champion here tonight. Sean, what a wonderful season we have had here with this new type of class.
Absolutely, it did not disappoint from Lima Land on the opening week all the way to this one. What a season it has been for these Epsilon Sprint Reps, big block modifieds. What a year for Kyle Parker. Not only is he the only driver to get multiple wins, he gets 3 of them and does so in pretty impressive style here tonight. And then what else can be said about Field Miller, your champion for the division, coming home in the 2nd spot here tonight, claiming that title. Fun to listen to him. You can tell he was excited there as you talk to him atop the podium. And that leaves it. We've got championship events to decide yet. The late models will run tomorrow night over the OSRN. They'll have the coverage of that one here on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports. We've got championship Monday coming up for the A&J Custom Creations Renegades, the 360 sprint cars. They're going to head to Cedar Lake for their championship this coming Monday night. So make sure to tune in for that one, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. All of us here in the Midwest with Advantage Racing TV will have that broadcast production for you. And then next week, we kind of alluded to it there. Bobby Rafferty was talking about it. We've got the Race of Champions next week, Scotty. And here's what I'm excited about. You heard Rafferty talk about it as well. These drivers right now, not only do they not know what tracks they're going to race at next week, they don't know what kind of racing vehicles they're going to be in next week. And I say vehicles because it may not be a car. It could be a truck of some kind. You don't know. The drivers will get a 24-hour notice. We'll have a couple of those broadcasts as next week, and they'll all be broadcast on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports. So it's going to be a great time next week during some what's known as Week 13 action on the iRacing platform. So very excited for that one. Again, excited for Field Miller and the Spartan Racing team tonight picking up the title.
That and both drivers going 1 and 2 in the Spartan Racing with Kyle Parker getting the win tonight. But Field Miller, runner-up, but crowned a champion here tonight as well in the inaugural season for these big block modifieds. And Sean, we really didn't know what to expect when these cars hit the track for the first time in Week 1 at Lima Land. But at the end of this season, wow, what a season it has been. And it has been not only for me, but I'm sure for you as well, a fun one to get behind the mic and call these cars each and every Thursday night.
Oh, absolutely a pleasure. So glad that they've got us on board and looking forward to doing the next season as well here on Thursday Night Thunder. So keep that in mind. Just because this season is wrapping up doesn't mean we're going to take 3, 4, 5 months off before we go into action. Next week at this time, we'll have Race of Champions. The following week, we're points racing once again with the next series here with the GeForce Racing Leagues.
That, and I cannot wait for that as well for the Race of Champions next week. So until, I guess, next time, Sean, I guess we'll see you Monday.
I like it. We will crown a champion again on Monday night, and that is a tight points battle going into that one. We've got Stephen Goldner and Kyle Moonen. They're going to duke it out tooth and nail, and yeah, maybe Lane Snook can sneak in there too. I think he sits number 3 in the point standings, if I remember right. It'll be an exciting one Monday night here on GeForce TV.
That it will be from everyone at Advantage Racing TV, the GeForce Racing Leagues, every driver that has competed in the big block modified on every Thursday night for Thursday Night Thunder. And from Sean and myself, we want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in each and every week. And be sure to check out more racing action with the GeForce Racing Leagues. And you can look them up at GeForceRL.com for more information. Until next time, for Sean Easted, I am Scotty DeYoung saying, be smart, be safe, and we'll see you next time at the track. Good night, everybody.